There is a message you were never supposed to hear. A message that slipped through a crack in the system. Maybe from a source you wouldn't expect. Maybe from a friend you knew better than to forward in it. Maybe from a screen you shouldn't have glanced at 3 seconds too long. And now that you have seen it, now that you have holding this information, things change. The ground shifts, the air gets heavier, because some things, once you know them, you cannot unknow them. And the instruction tucked inside this message is so sharp and so specific, so terrifyingly clear that it cuts through every excuse you have ever made for yourself. So, right now I'm asking you to do not defend, do not explain, do not react, because this is not the time to talk. This is the time to swallow everything you want to say and feel the burn of it going down, because one word could cost you everything you have been building for the last 3 years. You didn't find this message by accident. So let's stop pretending you did. You've been circling something, circling a truth, circling a decision, a person or a situation that's been humming in the background of your life like a refrigerator. You have stopped hearing until the power cuts, and suddenly the silence is deafening. And that silence, you felt it. You felt something was off. Something was being kept from you. Something was moving beneath the surface of your daily routine, under the surface, under the floorboards of your ordinary life. And you started looking, not even consciously, just started noticing little inconsistencies, little moments where people's eyes flickered before they answered you, little gaps in stories that should have connected but didn't. And then this message found you, or you found it. It doesn't matter which, because either way you are now here. You are here now. The instruction is clear. You have holding yourself. And when I say hold, I don't mean pause. I don't mean wait a bit and then say what's on your mind. I mean lock it down. I mean seal it. I mean you take every word that's clumping up your throat and you push it back down with both hands. And you sit there, silent, while everything inside you screams to speak. Because this is not a suggestion. This is a command. And commands don't come with explanation. They come with consequences. And the consequences of opening your mouth right now, even a crack, even a whisper, even sign that sounds like disagreement, is that you unravel everything. The whole thing. Years of work, years of patience, years of staying quiet when you wanted to scream, years of choosing the hard road when the easy one was right there, all of it gone, because you couldn't keep your mouth shut for 3 more days. And that's the part nobody tells you about timing. People think timing is about being in the right place at the right moment. But timing is also about being in the wrong place at the right moment and having the discipline not to fix it, not to explain it, not to apologize for it, not to get defensive about it, just to sit in the wrongness of it, in the unfairness of it, in the absolute indignity of it and say absolutely nothing, absolutely nothing. Because if you speak, you reset the clock, you validate your version of events, you give them material to use against you. You hand them your heart wrapped in your own words and say, here, hold this while I bleed. My voice is trembling, sorry. And they will hold it, they will squeeze it, and they will hand it back to you in pieces. I'm in danger, actually, after this message. Not the kind of danger that makes the news, not sirens, and flashing lights. Not the kind of danger that's worse than that. The kind of danger where you go to sleep at night with a name burning in your chest and you wake up with it still there, it's still burning, still unresolved. The danger of being half known, the danger of being misunderstood by the people who should have seen you most clearly. The danger of having all this inside you, all this truth, all this fire, all this knowing, and having to swallow it one more time, because if you let it out, it will change everything. And not in a gentle way, not in a and then we all knocked and understood each other way. In a way that burns bridges and clears rooms and leaves you standing alone in the wreckage of something you didn't start. That's the message you are not supposed to see. It tells you that the people you trust are not the people you should trust right now. Not because they are evil, not because they are plotting against you, but because they are human, and humans are limited. And limited people cannot hold unlimited visions. They cannot. They don't have the frame for it. They will try to understand what you are telling them, and they will fail. And in their failure, they will try to shrink your vision down to something they can hold. And you will let them, because you want to be understood so badly. And then your vision will not be a vision anymore. It will be something else, a story you tell at parties, something that almost happened. Hold your tongue. That is the only instruction that matters. Not speak your truth, not be authentic, not share your journey, because your journey right now is not for sharing. Your journey right now is for walking, for caring, for enduring, for sitting in the silent heat of it while the world goes on around you, oblivious to the war that's happening inside your chest. And it is a war. Make no mistake about that. There is a war for your future, and it's been fought in a space between what you know and what you say. That gap is the battlefield. That silence is your weapon. You want to know what I'm seeing? Here is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing someone who has been caring too much for too long. I'm seeing someone who's been the strong one, the stable one, the one everybody leans on, and nobody's asked who you lean on. I'm seeing someone who's been holding together a situation that's been trying to fall apart for months, maybe years. And the only thing keeping it together is you keeping your mouth shut. And every day it gets harder. Every day the weight of what you are not saying gets heavier. Every day another person says something that makes you jaw clench and your teeth green, and your whole body want to explode into all the truth you've been swallowing. And you don't. You stay quiet. You nod, you smile, you say, I understand. When what you really mean is, you have no idea what I understand, and it's eating me alive. And the message, the prohibited message, the one you were never meant to receive, it tells you that this is the hardest part. This right now, this stretch of hours and days where everything is culminating, where all the threads are coming together, where the thing you have been waiting for is about to appear. And the only thing you can do that can stop it from appearing is you and your need to be understood. Because you don't need to be understood right now. You need to be silent. You need to be still. You need to be so quiet that you become invisible. And from that invisibility, you watch what happens. You watch who moves where. You watch who says what. You watch who shows up and who disappears. And in watching, in observing, you learn. You learn who's really on your side, who's your tribe, who's your people. You learn who's just pretending. You learn which doors are open and which doors have been painted to look open, but are actually sealed shut. I've seen it happen so many times. Someone gets close to the finish line. Someone has been training, preparing, waiting, doing everything right. And in the final moment, when all they have to do is nothing, absolutely nothing, they speak, they explain, they apologize, they defend, they justify, they try to make someone understand who has no intention to understanding, who benefits from not understanding, who needs them to fail so they can feel better about their own choices. And in that one moment of talking, they lose everything. The opportunity passes, the door closes, the person walks away, the job goes to someone else, the relationship ends, the dream dissolves, all because they couldn't hold their tongue for one more hour. This is not an exaggeration. This is not spiritual stuff. This is the real, uncomfortable truth of how things work, how energy works. The world is full of people who want your information. They don't want your success. They want your roadmap. They want your blueprint. They want to know how you're doing, what you are doing, so they can do it too, or so they can stop you from doing it. And the only defense against that is silence. The only protection is the refusal to share. The only safety is in the choice to become a closed door. And I know it's hard. I know because I've been there. I've been the one sitting in a room full of people who were asking me questions I knew the answers to, and I had to smile and say nothing while the truth burned through my stomach. I've been the one on the phone listening to someone explain my own life to me, getting all the details wrong, filling in the gaps with their own insecurities. And I couldn't correct them. I couldn't say that's not what happened. Or you are misunderstanding. Or let me tell you how it really is. I had to let them believe their version. I had to let them be wrong. I had to let them misunderstand me completely and walk away thinking they knew who I was. And I said nothing. That's what they are asking of you. They are asking you to become invisible. Not forever, just for now. Just until the storm passes, until the dust settles, until the thing you have been waiting for arrives and you have proof. Because some people, I had experienced, some people don't believe words. They believe evidence. They believe results. They believe the tangible, undeniable fact of a thing that has happened. And until that thing has happened, your words are just noise, just defensiveness, just another person trying to convince the world of something they haven't done yet. But once it's done, once it's real, once it's sitting there in front of everyone, undeniable and complete, you don't need to explain anything. You don't. The evidence explains itself. The results speak for themselves. And all those people who needed you to justify yourself, not your people, not your tribe, not your community, who needed to justify yourself, all those people who demanded explanations, all those people who pushed and prodded and poked and tried to get you to react, they will have nothing to say. They will be silent, and you will be free. But you have to hold. You have to wait. You have to sit in the discomfort of not being understood. You have to let them think whatever they want. You have to let them talk behind your back. It's painful, but you have to let them guess wrong and get it wrong and stay wrong. Because their wrongness is not your problem. Their misunderstanding is not your responsibility. Your job is to stay focused. Your job is to stay quiet. Your job is to keep moving forward without telling anyone which direction you are going. So, I want to calm down. When the frustration rises, and it will rise, remember this. Remember that the silence is not weakness. Silence is not giving up. Silence is not letting them win. Silence is the most powerful thing you can do because it denies them the thing they want most, which is access to you, access to your thoughts, access to your plans, access to your fear even, access to your doubt. They want to know if you're scared. They want to know if you're worried. They want to know if you're second guessing yourself. They want to see you waver. And the only way you win that game is by never letting them see, by becoming an absolute wall of nothing, by giving them nothing to work with, no emotion, no reaction, no explanation, just silence, pure, undeniable, unbothered silence. And I need you to understand this. They will test you, they will push you, they will say things that are so outrageous, so wrong, so cruel, that every cell in your body will want to respond. Every fiber of your being will want to defend yourself, to correct the record, to say, actually, that's not what happened. And you will not. You will take a breath. You will feel the words rising, and you will swallow them. You will let them sit in your chest like stones, heavy and cold, and you will not let them out. Because you are smarter than that. You are more strategic than that. You have seen too much, survived too much, built too much to throw it away, all away for the temporary relief of being right. Being right doesn't matter how right now. Being understood doesn't matter right now. What matters is the finish line. What matters is the thing that's coming. What matters is what happens when you stay quiet long enough for the truth to show itself. There is a version of you that needs to come through this. A version that's stronger, more disciplined, more grounded. A version that doesn't need anyone to understand them. A version that's comfortable in the uncertainty. A version that can hold tension without trying to release it. That version of you is being forged right now in this silence, in this discomfort, in this moment of choosing not to speak. And it's hard. It's so hard, but it's also the most important thing you will ever do. So hold your tongue. Hold it like it's the only thing standing between you and everything you will ever wanted. You have ever wanted. Because it is. Hold it like your future depends on it. Because your future depends on it. Hold it like the message said. The prohibited message. The one you were not supposed to see. The one that told you the truth you needed to hear. This is not the time to talk. This is the time to be still. This is the time to let them wonder. This is the time to let them guess. This is the time to let the silence do what words can never do. Build the tension that makes the breakthrough possible. Create the mystery that protects your process. And when it's over, when you have held long enough, when everything you've been waiting for finally arrives, you will not have to explain anything. You will just stand there and they will see. They will finally see. And you will not need to say a word. There is a reason some things stay hidden. There is a reason doors stay closed until the right moment. There is a reason you've been asked to carry this weight without sharing it. And one day, soon, you will understand why. But until that day comes, until the clouds clear and the way forward is obvious and undeniable, you hold your tongue, you hold your peace, you hold your ground, and let them keep their mistaken ideas about you, because their opinions are not your problem. Your future is your problem, and you are already solving it quietly, invisibly, perfectly. One silent moment at a time.